Happy Monday, everybody. We made it. We made it. Another beautiful day here. Captain Coder. This morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you happen to be in the world, I say good day to you. Good day to you, sir or madam. Good day. Captain Coder here, folks. So nice to see you, MMO Pug. How the heck are you doing on this beautiful morning? I hope you're doing well. So nice to see you. And Tim Spurgeons, welcome back, my friend. Great, thank you for sharing your little survival game on the Discord. It looks super cool. The boats, I love the. I'm a big fan of games like that. 7 Days to Die. Is it 7 Days to Die? 7 Days to Die. I think that's what it was. It's like a survival game I really like. I've always loved the survival type games. I used to play, I forget what it was called, but I used to play this text adventure survival game too, where you were like a Nordic explorer, and you have to like collect wood and food and survive. The game's super hard. I love those games. Super cool. So thank you so much for sharing that on the Discord. Really enjoyed watching it. Looking forward to seeing some more stuff from you, Tim. We also got Dramolks here. Dramolks, good morning to you, sir. Good morning. How the heck are you, Dramolks? How's your game coming? You've been sharing some great screen videos too. I don't know why I have so much trouble playing videos here on the stream. Every time I try and do it, it like locks up on us. But yeah, thank you too, Dramolks. Your game's coming along. You got some, looks like you have a crop system, a watering system. You were adding some stuff to your inventories to, pull stuff out. Quality of life features. Yeah, there you go. Mr. Natural, good morning to you. How are you today? Mr. Natural, how are you on this beautiful day? Gee, good morning to you too, my friend. It's nice to see you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing well. But good morning. Thank you for being here. So nice to see all of you on this beautiful Monday morning. This for me, Monday morning. It might be an afternoon, might be an evening for you. I don't know. The world's crazy. All I know is it's a happy Monday to you. I hope. Some people go, well, it's not Monday yet for me. So I don't know. I don't know how time zones work. What do I got? What are we doing today? Tazikowai. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Tazikowai, good morning, my friend. Fuel Snavel says, slides in the title. This is Skill Dag we are building, and we're building a Skill Dag. We're building a skill line. Look, we got a skill line here on the screen. If you look closely, it's just a line. A skill line. It may go to the side here a little bit, but it's a set of skill lines. Tazikowai, thank you for following me. Tazikowai, I would like to welcome you to Captain Coder's Academy. Welcome aboard. I'd like to thank you for following me. Tazikowai, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. It's so nice to hear you. So nice to have you here today. I love that you're here. What are we doing? I'm Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and I'm a computer science educator and teach computer science and programming in a school for ages 10 to 14. This stream, though, is dedicated to learning and coding and growing together. So if you have any questions, programming related or otherwise, do not hesitate to ask. Also, Tazikowai, you're my 700 700 follower. And you know what that means, Tazikowai? You make me very happy. Here's 700 points to you, my friend. Thank you for following. I appreciate you being here. That said, folks, what are we working on? What are we going to hop into? It's a skill single linked list. It's true. It's a singly linked list, goes one direction. Very true. Dramolks, that's because I keep saying academy. Tazikowai, I have never joined a stream that has this much energy. Well, just wait till I get my coffee in me, and then we're going to have all the energy. Are you ready? Are you ready for some coffee? Let's get going here. Oh, we got it. Here we go. You guys ready? Let's hop into... Whoa. That's right. Whoa, Mr. Natural. Thank you, G, for the congratulations. I appreciate it. I was a little I normally don't look at those things. I try not to look at those things. But this weekend when I looked and it was at $6.99, I was going, well, that's frustrating and disappointing. Tim Spurgeon, that's no coffee I ever had to that effect. I mean, well, that's why, grade A bean water here. The grade A bean water filled with all the good stuff you need to code. Got some grade A bean water. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm sorry I had to witness. For having to witness that horrible almost breakdown there. All of you, 50 points to all of you for having to watch that insanity. Watch me, digress into madness. Digress, is that the right word? I don't know. I'm not a word. Captain Coder's not a wordologist, folks. Captain Coder is not a wordologist. Captain Coder is a codaton. A codaton. It's like a simpleton. It's a simpleton, but I have a lot of code. I'm a lot of simple. I'm a simpleton with a ton of simple, but I'm also a codaton. Thank you for coming up with that word, Dramulx. Because I'm also a ton of code. That's all I got in here. There's not much else. Mostly code. Yeah, MMO Pug. Shh. Don't tell Mooniz. We're gonna see if we can get above Mooniz, because yeah, that's right. Oh, for being here to win, for being here to be here for my 700th, all of you are gonna get 7,000 points. 7,000 points to all of you for being here to witness my 700th follower. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here to hit that follow button, Tazako. Why I believe in you. Thank you very, very much. That's right, we got a whoa chain going, folks. Can we get that whoa? Can we get that whoa? Is there enough people here to get the whoa? There might be. Whoa. That's right. Satalone, what's the best programming language for mobile games? That's a good question. Satalone, I'm so sorry I don't have a better answer for you, but here's how I feel. I am not I'm not really a game developer. I've only been doing game develop. G says German, Chinese. That's actually probably a very good answer. But let's go. What's the best programming language? Unfortunately, I'm not much of a game developer. I've only been doing game development since January. That said, I have found that Unity is quite good because it does compile to. So there's some challenges when you're trying to get it to develop for mobile. One of the nice things about Unity, and this is me, let me start by prefacing, I've really only used Unity for game development. There is Android and iOS. You can install both of these and build for both, and then you build it once in Unity. There are some caveats from what I understand. That said, I've never built a mobile app using Unity. All the mobile stuff I have done has been done using React. And what was it? It's like something. React. Let me get up a web browser here so I can find it. Thank you for asking. But yeah, for game development, I wish I had a better answer for you, Satalone. Captain Coder's not much of a game developer. I happen to be doing some game development stuff, but I'm not, by no means am I good at it. Let me start by saying that. What was it? React to iOS. What is it called? React Native. Yeah, it's just React Native. React Native is what I've used in the past for doing iOS and Android apps. That said, this is not necessarily built for doing game stuff. But that said, C# is a good there's lots of different platforms. It depends on what you already know. G says, I thought it was a website like, yeah, so it's sort of designed that way, but React Native it sort of builds for different things. So React.js is web. React Native actually lets you build stuff. You basically build web pages. You write it as web pages, but it compiles to a mobile app, and it goes everywhere. It goes to the desktop, goes to the web browser, goes to Android and iOS. When I was working for a company, we're doing Angular stuff, I was using React Native. I just couldn't remember what it was called, React Native. It's been a long time since I've used it. It's been like 4 or 5 years. That said, React Native is what we used when I was doing mobile stuff. Mooney says, so that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say, well, this is for mobile apps, not necessarily for games. So Satalone, if you're doing mobile, if you haven't picked an engine in general, I personally have only used Unity. I've only been using it for about 3 months, since beginning of January, end of December. I highly recommend it because I've been, it has a lot of really nice tools and it can build for mobile. That said, Mooniz, I think, has built mobile games in Unity. Is that true? But Mooniz, good morning, my friend. Hey, everyone, did you know Mooniz? Mooniz is also a streamer. Mooniz taught me everything I know about Unity, essentially. Incredible streamer, working on a game, a Metroidvania style game, codename Moonvania. Codename Moonvania. Mooniz, you missed it. You missed it. We got the 700th follower. You missed it, so we had a little celebration without you. I'm sorry you missed it, my friend. That's okay. You might still have the most points. Mooniz is a streamer. That's right, Drambox. Mooniz is a streamer. I don't know if you knew that, but now you know. Now you know. And as you can use Game Maker's another one. I've heard really, really good things about that Game Maker. That's Mr. Natural's in 4th place. Thank you for the answer. You're welcome, Settle, and I hope that was helpful. You're ranked 4, Mooniz. What has happened? How the mighty have fallen. You weren't here when we got that 700th follower. I gave everyone 100 points per follower. 100 points per follower, my friend. Oh, it's so, I'm so sorry you weren't here to witness that momentous occasion. I'm so sorry. Smab, it's nice to see you, my friend. It's nice to meet you. That's okay. You'll be able to work your way back up, Mooniz. You'll be able to work your way back up. What is it? Can we check out the leaderboard? Is that what it is? Leaderboard. Let's see where we are. Mooniz, one little slip up and you lose it all. How the mighty have fallen. I'm so sorry. If only you had been here. Unity Coder's in 1st place now, though. That's okay. Restream bot. We don't need to get. Look, restream bot. That doesn't need to be in it. Edit. Is it edit points? Restream bot 0. Restream bot doesn't need any points. That's interesting. It set restream bot's points to. That is not what I did. Why does it say that? I think I might be able to add negative points. Restream bot. Why? I did restream. All right, let's try that again. Restream bots. Lance, good morning, my friend. So sorry I missed your chat over. I didn't acknowledge your chat from YouTube. I apologize. It did come through. I just wasn't pointing it out. Add points. Restream bot minus 40,000. Can we do this? Oh, Mooniz, I'm so sorry that happened to you, my friend. You're just gonna have to work your way back up. You're still 3rd place. Look, you'll always be 1st in my heart, Mooniz. And Unity Coder says, oh wait, what? I was out a few days to sick leave. That's okay, Unity Coder. You've been here. You've been gaining those points, working your way up to the top. But we got Unity Coder and MMO Pug up at the top. That's okay, Mooniz. You'll get there again. I believe in you. If you work hard, you put your mind to it, anything's possible, Mooniz. The only limit is your imagination. All right, folks. Here, what are we working on today? This is so much fun. I'm so happy you're all here this morning on this beautiful Monday. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day, folks. If I missed something in the chat, just let me know. But that's right. We got our 700 follower. Tazico Y, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. I appreciate you. Here's what we're working on today, though. What are we working on? We've been working on a skill tree. I missed a day on my blog. I'm so sorry, folks. I just, I needed the day. I didn't have a chance. G says, I also understand I'm now just behind Stream Elements. Mooniz, I won't get that requires helping you 100 times. You've already helped me at least 100 times, Mooniz. I believe in you. You're so close. We've been working on a skill tree system, folks. We're on day 7. I missed day 6 yesterday. I needed the day. It was a rough day for me yesterday. I don't know if it came through on stream, but I was having a rough day yesterday. So I apologize if it seemed off on the stream, but I'm doing much better today. We had this, we had a home inspection that we had to get through, and I'd been dreading it all week, but it went fine. It went beautifully well. So we're through it. It's over. The captain's, back to the jolly captain. And, we're going here, but I didn't put a blog for day 6. We'll get back to that. So what did we work on yesterday? Well, we were trying to make a skill database. And what happened with the skill data? Oh, there's some gnarliness, annoying things going on here. So if I hit run, checks buddy, the stream inspector has entered the chat. Exactly, the stream inspector. So the database, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with these ones here. These were working before. But we have some kind of issue here with the database loading. Clayman Dev in the stream, folks. Clayman Dev in the chat says, howdy, Captain. How's it going? It's going beautifully well. Folks, did you know today's stream is brought to you by the letter C? The letter C is for Clayman Dev, folks. Clayman Dev, an epic indie game developer working on a 3D physics-based superhero game. Epic game here, folks. You can catch his stream on Twitch real quick. I don't know why that didn't give you a shout out. There it is. If you're not following Clayman Dev, you gotta be following Clayman Dev. Beautiful, beautiful man, beautiful game, beautiful stream, beautiful all around. You gotta go check it out, folks. Look. And while you're at it, after you hit this little heart, hey, hit this heart. What are you waiting for? Click it. Click it better. Click it better. Don't break the heart. If it says break, don't break it. Give him some love. Give him some love. And then you're gonna go to that Steam store and you're gonna check out Epic Hero Game. Epic Hero Game. If you want to shoot Kamehamehas, if you want to shoot spirit bombs, if you want to run around, punch some bad guys, and have a jolly good time in a physics-based universe, this is the game for you. Scroll on down, hit that love button, because June 2023, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Just watch out, because Clayman's coming with the Epic Hero Game, folks. Clayman's coming with the Epic Hero Game. You better get ready for it. You better get ready for it. All right, Clayman, how the heck are you? I haven't seen your. I keep missing your stream. I've been busy all last week trying to get myself ready. I'm going on vacation next week, so I've been busy getting myself together for that. But I'm so happy you're here, my friend. I've missed your streams in the morning. I've missed them. Me, myself, I've been missing them a bunch last week. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again. The giant is called Durko Tancap. Yeah, we got, if you read that backwards, that's Captain Coder. Captain Coder. Durko Tancap, folks. It's the Bizarro Captain. I don't know if that's true. It's a giant monster, folks. All right, so we have some issue here with our skill tree database, and so that's the first thing I want to try and fix. So these ones are fine. Is the hero one broken? For some reason, these ones are broken, and I'm wondering if it's somehow. So if we go to these, let's see, the key 171. So it's not load. It didn't get loaded properly. It didn't get loaded properly in our skill. What was it? Skill tree data. This thing, where is it? No. Game, skill tree, what is it? Skill database. Our skill database, for some reason, isn't loading properly. Clayman says, you're working hard, the time off is deserved for sure. So, you're going to someplace? Yeah, I'm visiting family. So, next week, let me show you. Let's pull up a calendar here, folks, so we can talk. We're gonna talk about Captain Coder's personal life, folks. Captain Coder's personal life. Here it is. We're on a calendar here. This is today. We are here on day 20. Day 20 here. Day 20 here. Right here. You see this? Let me zoom in so you can see it. All right. So too close. The zoom here doesn't work very good, apparently. Let's see, there's a button I can press. What's the button I can press? Is it command? What button do I do to zoom? I can't remember. Is it this? That wasn't it. Hang on. We gotta get the zoom feature here. One sec. Hold on, bear with me, folks. We're pulling up the Power Toys. MMO Pucks, my birthday is Friday and I get the day off from Modern. Nice. Friday. MMO Pucks' birthday is Friday, folks. Friday. Hang on, I gotta find this. Where's the mouse utilities? Is this what it is? It's the zoom. There's like a zoom feature. It's not power. Whoa, that's right. Whoa. Folks, whoa, that's right. I never take days off, gotta grind. That's how, people, that's how I am, Moonus. Can't quit. Ain't stopping the captain, can't stop, won't stop. We're gonna keep going. Windows magnifier. What's the hotkey for that? Windows Control M? Windows Control M. Well, that's not it. Windows Plus. There it is. Windows Plus. There we go. All right, so now you guys can see here. If we do, all right. And so the 20th, I know you guys couldn't see it before. We just had to turn on the magnifier. The 20th, that day's coming up. Sorry about that. How do I turn it off? What's the, escape. Okay, so that's how we do it. Got the magnifier, got the plus. The 20th, that's today. All right, so I'm streaming today. We're streaming the 21st. We're streaming the 22nd. We're streaming the 23rd, 24th. The captain's gone, folks. The captain's gone. Oh, Unity Coder, how kind of you. How kind of you. Did that put Muniz back in first? Does that put Muniz back in first, or does it put Muniz in second, just behind the Unity Coder? We're gonna, I don't know. I don't know. How kind of you, though, Unity Coder. How kind. Muniz, OMG. Muniz back in first. Former heavyweight champion of the stream. Welcome back to first place, Muniz. No longer former, is in fact the heavyweight champion with 43,000 points, folks. 43,000 points. But yeah, I'm going on vacation the 24th through the 1st, so I'll be gone these days. MMO Pug, I'm gonna miss your birthday. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna be gone this time when I'm traveling. I'm going to visit family.
You in the back. Pay attention.
That's right, pay attention so you guys know what's going on here. When we get back from that, though, so this is gonna be this break, I think this is gonna be really good for me, this break here. I'm gonna try very hard not to work during that time. I can't though. I'm a workaholic. One of the things that the stream does, it makes me work less, and that's been such a good thing for me. All right, but when we come back, folks, April 2nd through the 7th, we're doing a streamathon, folks. Streamathon. That's right, Unicoder. That's right, Chex Party. Unicoder is the MVP, most valuable player, most valuable person. That's right, Dremel says, take us with you. Take us with you. Just stream on mobile, Captain. Stream on mobile. Stream on your phone. Bring us with you. Tell us where it's going. It's an interesting thought. It's an interesting thought. We'll see what happens. I may do some stuff on the Discord where we do some voice chat stuff. I might play some games on Discord. I might be streaming myself playing some games. So over here on the Discord, we got some chat stuff going on. Oh, I did not mean to join that, but we got some hangout codes, help cute chatter. I might be doing, I might rename this to something else, but I might hang out over on the Discord a little bit. But I won't be streaming on Twitch for sure. Won't be streaming on Twitch during that time. But I'll probably be semi-active on the Discord. It's hard for me not to do stuff on vacation. There's just too much, what do you get? I gotta occupy myself. Oh, 1 sec. Let's check. Did the break timer reset properly? It did. The break timer did reset properly. Ben the Rat says, hey, Captain. Welcome back, Ben the Rat. It's so nice to see you. How are you on this beautiful Monday? Yes, Clayman, I'm totally a workaholic. Okay, so we have some issues here with these keys not being present in the dictionary, which is so weird to me. It's fascinating to me that this is happening. So we want to go to I don't understand this. In our skill database here, we've registered these things, but for some reason, this doesn't initialize properly, even though those things are added there. It's sort of like the order in which things are loaded. I can't figure out. I would like this skill database to be a loaded last, essentially. It's like it has references to these things, but these references aren't populated. It's like these wake up at a different time. Can you, I want to adjust the timing on them. I think that's what I need to do. Ben the Rat says, I'm doing pretty fantastic. How about you? I am also doing fabulous today, my friend. I am doing Captain Fantastic today. And, I'm doing coderly good. Today. Where are you initializing them? They just get initialized. So they're essentially specified here like this. This doesn't, I had it in the serialized load before, and that had issues. It had the same issues I'm having right now, and so I moved them to be initialized differently. This needs to be refactored though. So my whole, the goal, I clicked the wrong thing here. Go away, pencil, no one likes you. My goal is I want to, I need to fix the skill database loading, but we're gonna do some refactoring. The code has grown into an almost spaghetti-esque thing here. You'll notice there's a little bit of spaghetti stuff going on here. So I gotta fix this up. The skill tree data, the skill database, I would like it to load. It had started to smell. That's correct. That's correct. It's getting that. It's not odorific. It's odorous. It's becoming odorous. It's feeling a little bit gnarly. I know people look at my code and they go like, well, that doesn't look that bad. That doesn't look that bad. It's, you know, that to me, this looks horrific. This is horrific to me. Dramox asks what headphones are you using? Oh, good question. So these, all right, folks, these headphones, I'm not a sponsor. I need to get in on this affiliate program for these. These are awesome. Notice, they don't go in your ear holes. They don't go in your ear holes. These are bone conduction headphones. They rest on this bone here and it vibrates your skull. It vibrates your skull and you can hear it. It's fascinating. It's really, really cool. These are called, what are they called? These are called Shocks headphones. I absolutely love these, the Shocks headphones. They have an affiliate program in the UK. I know I need to get an affiliate because I love them. I'd promote the heck out of these. These are what I have though, the Open Run Pro. If you're an audiophile, they're not gonna be for you. I'm gonna say if you're an audiophile, it's not gonna be for you. I sleep in them. Yeah, I sleep in them. My partner sleeps in them, can't sleep in them. It's not quite comfortable for her. You'll notice in the back, there's not an adjustable band on them. So it's just sort of this flexible thing. So if I pull them off here, it's not adjustable. They're pretty flexible though. I sleep in them, and they're amazing. You can still hear everything you're doing. If you're out there, for people like out on a bike ride, out running, that sort of thing. I love these things. They're amazing. I should get an affiliate link though. But don't worry, I don't need the money. But I would, these are amazing to me. I love them. They're kind of expensive. They're like $200, I think. $129.95. That's not that bad for the basic ones. Stream audiobooks to your skull. That's right. I like them because you can. I don't know. There's some. I love them. I love them. But that's just like my opinion. That's just like my opinion, man. Okay, so what I would like to do is I would like to make it so the can you change the order in which change order scriptable objects are deserialized. I need these to be deserialized first. Scriptable object deserialization from CNAS that you need deserializing. I need the timing to change. So there's a window I know I can go to change like game object timing, sequencing, timeline. Is this what I want? And that's not what I want. I assume preference and script execution order. Yeah, let's see. It's in preferences, script, execution. How do I get there? Ravir, welcome back, my friend. Might be project settings. Okay, so there is, all right. So I had the right idea, I just can never figure out how to get there. Execution, script execution order. All right, add scripts to order and drag them to reorder. I need the database to essentially load last. So this needs to be like 10,000. Okay. And then the skill data needs to come before that. No, why did you do that? No, 10,000. Go last. The skill, all of the other things. So game skill tree data should come before that. Okay, but these should essentially, the order of those shouldn't matter too much. Oh my goodness, can we not do that? 201, fine. Okay, I'm curious if this will fix it. All right, cool. The question is, yeah, we're gonna see here, but the skill database needs to be the last thing that loads because it depends on the other things. The order number, as long as it's higher or lower. I know, but I want this to always be lower. Needs to always be lower. All right, so we're gonna see here if I modify this, how we do. Okay, so And then I need to exit and reload. You can also use default execution order if you don't want to mess it up. My question is does this affect the serialization? I don't actually care about like the on await or anything like that. Mooniz, thank you for your contributions, my friend, for helping me find that menu. 50 points to you. And Revere, for you sharing that nice little attribute with us. 50 points to you as well, my friend. Thank you. So I essentially, it's when these things are loaded, not when they are like, it's not related to when it runs, but I want these to load in a specific order because the GUIDs need to be deserialized first. So like, I still don't think it's deserialized properly. Let's hit run here. And these are still not working, but it's because this like hasn't reloaded, I think. So I come in here and add a new element and delete it. Does it redo it? All right, let's check here. Still an issue. Let me double check, did the GUIDs change or something along those lines? So 1714706, this should be the hero. All right, so let's open up the hero. Let's make sure this is on the right line here. Look up skill. So we can't find the skill by the GUID. This was working before I exited and reopened Unity. So it was like already cached somehow inside Unity. I would really like for this to actually, this needs to be, I would prefer this to be an iSerialize callback receiver. This is where I really want it to be. Okay, so this is where I really want it to be. So let's see if we can get this working. The reason we moved it to on enable is because it wasn't working properly here. So on, after deserialize, we initialize the skill trees like this. And one thing, Moona says, if you have error, pause on. So after the first error, it's pausing the game. I notice you try and click on more than one of them. Yeah, I want it to pause on the first error anyway. It's just me being a little bit crazy. I think having that pause on is good. So okay, so this does not do what I want it to do. This did not work the way I wanted it to. These are still not being deserialized before the skill database. So when we go to deserialize this, it should go ahead. How are you creating your GUID? These are it. All right, so let's look at that real quick. The GUIDs are set here, and these do get initialized. So these get initialized using like the C# GUID library. This shouldn't matter that much. So what's happening is, so here's my skill database over here. I don't know if you can see this. I have these objects here in the skill here. So these are set this way. When my skill database deserializes, I would like a quick lookup for them. So I am trying to put them into a dictionary. The problem that I'm running into is that the actual skill has not yet been deserialized. I have a reference to that spot, but the GUID has not yet been set. And so the skill GUID is null. And so what I really want is the skill data, when it is done, I need that to add itself. So does that make sense? I know I'm rambling here, but does that make sense? I would like for all of my skill datas to load, deserialize themselves before. It doesn't make sense. It's blowing my mind. And the crazy thing is sometimes it works. So the order seems random. It's not though. It's during deserialization, it's not set because also I want to say enumerate. Good morning, my friend. I'm a little distracted right now. This little problem's driving me crazy, but I'm doing beautifully well, my friend. How are you, enumerate? How are you? So the issue seems to be, can I see your GUID in the code? Sure. Game skill tree. This is our skill data. Okay, so if the GUID is not set, and what skill GUID points at? What skills.GUID points at a string here? Points at this string. When you first create one of these, if it's null or empty, it just creates one. So before it serializes, if it hasn't been set, it generates it. It doesn't do anything after that. And so our GUID is here. The order in which it's deserializing seems to be affecting this. I have a couple of suggestions. Excellent. Let me hear them. Let me hear them. I'd love to hear these suggestions because I'm sort of at a loss as to why this is null in this way. It's very, very strange. To me, it feels very, very strange. I just don't understand it, why it would be null here. And here's the thing, some of them are not null. Some of them are not. Use reset for setting a new GUID on creation or use public string GUID. The GUID needs to not change ever. So once it's set the first time, it needs to not change. And this, so this GUID needs to not change. So if I do it this way, if I set the equals here, oh, I kind of see what you're saying though. It shouldn't end up changing. So that's fine. That's fine. I don't understand why that is affecting this currently. The issue is that this GUID is referenced in our USS script or our UXML. All right, so if I go to my Paladin skill tree here, I'm not going to be able to forward this update here. So this needs to be a reference that I can access as a string. Change language mode XML. So this actually gets referenced here. How come you're not using both iSerialize methods? Good question, Checks Party. That's a great question. In this case, when we deserialize, this is totally, it's a string, so it knows how to deserialize it. There's no extra work that I need to do to load that in on this after deserialize. So when it deserializes fine. Before it serializes, I just need to make sure that it's not empty. That said, I do like your suggestion here, Mooniz. I don't think this is related to the issue, but this is actually a really good idea here. I like this. I like this here because, so I really like this. Yeah, I do like this. You can't, oh, you're saying that, do that, and then I can remove this. I do like that. The one thing I don't like about that is if someone changes it to be empty afterwards, it won't fix itself. So essentially, one of the things you can do right now is you can just delete that one spot, and it will regenerate the serialization. So I think I want to leave both of them. I like this, but I think both of them. I don't know if this will cause that many problems afterwards, Dramel, because I'd be interested in which problems you think I will have, because it's serialized, it'll save it. If I duplicate a skill by mistake, yeah. So this is why Moon is saying on like the on awake thing might make sense, or on reset. That said, I do think this is fine here as well. It's not related to reset would make more sense. But what if I don't want to reset all of the stuff there? So Mooniz, how do I prevent the following? All right, so I want to know how you would suggest it in this way. I've never used the before serialize, so I'm just wondering if it works if you comment that at. Oh, okay, but it should work. It won't do that. Here, let's remove this just for now. It doesn't change these, although these may have changed with the way I think it just did here. So it keeps finding these null things. Okay. The issue seems to be, like I said, when we come in here, it's the way Unity serializes and deserializes stuff. It uses bytecode injections. I'm 90% sure it's using bytecode injections to do it. So when we go to deserialize something, I want to make sure that these skills, they have not, it's like the order is not the order I want it to. So it actually creates like space for everything and then fills it in later. The GUID has to be a string because it needs to be able to be written to the XML file. It has to be a string so that I can put it here. in the XML file. I need it to be a string so I can have a reference to it here. Sir Black Soul, happy Monday to you. How are you, Sir Black Soul, today? Thank you for coming back, Sir Black Soul. It's so nice to see you on this beautiful day. How the heck are you? What have you been up to? So I can't reference anything in the written UXML file. This has to be a string, or some way to load it. But you can parse string to GUID after loading the UXL. You can parse the string to a GUID. That's true. That's true. I could do that. That's a fair point. Are GUIDs serializable? If I put a GUID, if I make this a GUID type, here, let's try this. Field, serialized field, public string, GUID, other. This should be a GUID. GUID. Can we do this? Serialized field. Is this something that I can have in the inspector? So you won't have to work with strings because strings are terrible. I agree. Are these serializable? Not serializable. I can't, they're not serializable, Mooniz. These are the C# GUIDs. Someone recommended not using the Unity GUIDs as well. So I felt like that might, I don't know the details on that, but essentially they were saying the GUIDs on the Unity things tend to change themselves or something. I don't know if that's true. Using system.guid. I am. That is system.guid. Sir Black Souls, you should use the instance ID. Yeah. So I am using it, at least for in-game objects. It's a scriptable object. It's not in the scene. It's not a scene object. It's just a scriptable object. So yeah, this is like an interesting little challenge I've run into here. Yeah, so instance ID I definitely don't want to use because I want to refer to, I need to refer to like a global thing. If I move this file around, if I move this to a different folder, the GUID needs to stay the same. And so part of me, maybe this is just not the right thing. But this is so fascinating. This is so fascinating that the order it gets deserialized is different. Unity has global object ID, which is what I'm using for non-game objects in my project ID. For project ID checks. Question about the global object ID. Does it stay forever? It's persistent forever. I have seen the GUID change from time to time. I don't recall the why of it though. Yeah, so that's the thing I fear, is that it'll change. So by manually doing it here, I feel like maybe I can manage that complexity, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's a terrible idea. I could create a field. I could serialize this and then use this as like a GUID outside. What is the benefit of using the GUID struct is a question. That's an interesting idea. Check says, to my knowledge, for non-game objects, it never changes. I'm basing my whole note-taking tool on this. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I don't like this. This needs to be like a read-only field or something anyway, that you can like press a button to reset. This was so what I'll say is this is a hack. This is a hack. I do need it to be a string at the end of the day there. And this is why I'm saying we need, so my whole point of today is let's do some refactoring, because I need to find a better way. Something's not quite right. Things aren't working. Lance says, I feel like the only way to have absolute control values is to make your own registry for them. So this, it isn't actually a good solution in a lot of ways, because I can just click over here and change it and then I'm screwed, right? I kind of need to make it where if this GUID changes, it propagates itself back through and checks a bunch of stuff. There's like a bunch of other stuff on top. Mooniz, ask your question, bring it on. This is good because I'm trying to understand how to do this in a good way. I just show you the UXML. Gotcha. Here's the UXML. It's a little bit hard to view here. Maybe I can, each one of these, let me break this into lines here so you can see it a little bit better. It looks like this. So I'm using this to quickly look these up so I can click on. I could do a thing where I just like iterate through everything. I don't want that. You know me. Dictionaries are the king, my friend. Dictionaries are king. So this is where I'm using it here. And also the skill tree UID is up here as well. But for quick access, so I don't have to go look at its parent, I just also include it down here. But here's the UXML. Let's find out. That's a good question. Are they? Are they? Skill tree UID 63F. This should be our hero. 63FDAD. 63FDAD on our hero. Hero. It isn't. Oh. It's not right. Oh, did I copy the wrong? Oh, okay. They still aren't right. 1.7 here. It isn't, but that's not what's causing this problem. That's still not what's causing this specific problem. Oh, maybe here. Let's try something. This is interesting. All right, so we have. All right, regenerate. Generate yourself again. This should rewrite them. Don't save. Paladin skill tree. Change language XML. That's interesting. That's interesting. It didn't. What's going on with that? What's up with that? Now I'm really confused. Did this actually change this paladin skill tree thing here? Hero. Oh, that is correct. What was I looking at before? 823. I must have clicked on the wrong thing. Or it somehow regenerates just. Now I'm worried, Moon, you have me worried that this is regenerating things for us. Now I'm concerned. Now I'm concerned about behavior here. They changed when you clicked the button. No, I'm still having the deserialization issue. Bamboozling the captain here. They changed when you clicked the button. They changed, okay. Let me try something real quick. Well, it's related to the deserialization here. Hero started at 1.7. I thought so, okay. I thought so as well. I think I agree with you. This is still very peculiar to me. I'm very bamboozled right now, Dramulx, that's correct. So this feels insane to me here. These being null. Well, let's comment out these. Let's comment out these tree GUIDs. UnityDoc says global ID is persistent and unique for given Unity objects, so this is definitely true for scriptable object assets. Maybe I should be using global object ID. So checks. Let me ask you, global object ID, is that part to look that up? I'm assuming it's like part of the asset database. Is that correct? I use the asset database to go find that. The tree GUID is an issue as well. So this is so crazy to me, Moonnez. QG says, so if they need to be the same for each object, can you create them as a GUID using a seed based on something like the name of the scriptable object? Long as the name doesn't change, the GUID shouldn't change either. I want you to be able to change the name later if you need to. That said, this is me sort of playing around with stuff. Just give it and Captain, use the dreaded resources folder. No, just because Uni said it's not recommended, they can't tell you what you want to do. I want to do it the good way. This feels like, so really I'm trying to understand the serialization system here. So the order that, so I'm 90% sure. All right, so debug.log, here's a way we can kind of test this is deserializing skill database. So my thought is this is deserializing before the skill data. Deserializing skill data, and we'll put the name of it here. Name. like this. I really think that the order is out. It's out of order here of what I want it to be. So look, I get lay hand, sacred oath, then the database. And so these things haven't been deserialized yet. And so the skill database isn't able to load properly because the underlying things inside of it have not loaded. So this is the real issue I'm running into here. Or this is one issue. This is one issue I'm running into. Is I would like to delay the skill database from being deserialized until everything else has been deserialized. That's a problem I'm running into. And that is quite a frustration. And then we get these. So this is why sometimes they'll load properly, and that's why lay hands and sacred oath happen to load, but these ones didn't load when I was clicking on them before. That's one reason. So can I force the order of deserialization is a question of scriptable objects. Be like, I want to delay either that, or I need to, instead of using I need to instead do something like I tell those things when they're done loading to add themselves to the database. There's like something interesting I have to do here that, so does the problem kind of make sense? It makes sense to me what the problem is. I don't know what the solution is. Mooney says, yes, deserialization is object dependent, so you shouldn't have dependencies on other scripts in that. You might as well use on validate to initialize. On validate doesn't run during runtime though. So the thing is, I need to initialize a dictionary. This is a nightmare here. This shouldn't be so many dictionaries. It should be one. I need to initialize. I need this dictionary at runtime. This dictionary needs to be initialized at runtime. So like on my loading screen, I would like for it to say like loading, and then this thing gets initialized with the data. So I don't know if that makes sense. It doesn't need to be initialized at runtime, but by the time we get to runtime, it needs to be initialized. Does that make sense? So I tried moving these out of this. All right, so it also fails. So here's the thing that is like super peculiar to me is I put these on enable. Public, your suggestion is put it on validate. Well, this should be okay. So when we go to get them, this is like such a weird thing. So that's where they were before Moon is Void on enable, and it was also an issue. Something else. This might have actually been fine. This might have been fine actually, and the error was that the GUIDs had changed on me. This might actually have been the correct. This is where I had it before. On enable. So the idea is that I think maybe the skill trees we need to be able to invalidate them. So on enable, initialize, maybe this, maybe when we do the initialize, we don't check for null, we just force it to reload the whole thing. That might be what it is. So the issue, so I think maybe it's because I am not forcing it to load and saying, well, if the skill tree already exists, let's try commenting out this line. I want it to lazy load this thing when we initialize, but okay, so on enable, okay, I think this will work because on enable should only happen. I want to avoid the number of times I rebuild this thing. Debug.log initializing tree skill trees. Nameless coder. Hello, my friend. How are you? So once it changes in the editor, you update them. Yeah, on enable only have once when you enter runtime and should be after all of the DCRs. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking here is that because the scriptable object was existing outside of play mode, these needed to get reset. On enable occurs when you create scriptable object, recompile scripts, enter play mode. I think this needs to happen here. I think this is correct. I think I need to force this to not do the null check here. This is the issue. The null check here. It needs to force it to reload the first time we enter play mode. I think this is the correct way to do it. Nameless Coder, I'm doing fabulous, my friend. It's a beautiful morning here for me. I hope it's a beautiful day for you. How's your Monday? I hope you're having a beautiful Monday. It's an absolutely beautiful Monday for me. Let's come in here and check. Okay, so yeah, that seems to have fixed it. Something interesting though with those skill tree, those IDs. All right, I just want to make sure that our initialize shouldn't be run like more than once. Yeah, there's something interesting. That's the one thing I wanted to avoid. But if I know that this is only going to be called once on the game start, I think I'm okay with that. Whew. All right, I think. All right, we're gonna take a screenshot here of some GUIDs here and see if these change. We're gonna take some screenshots, folks. Does this GUID change when I exit? On enable will be called on game start, and if you disable and re-enable the game object. Yeah, so maybe we shouldn't do that. Disable, I mean. On load that's essentially when I want it to happen. All right, so we're gonna see if the GUIDs change when I reopen the project. If it's on load, just run it on awake. When does awake happen for scriptable objects? I thought awake only happened when you create when a new one is created. I could, again, I don't know all this stuff. Also, everyone, thank you so much for your help. I know a lot of people contributed to helping here, so 50 points to everyone. All right, so we ran into, this is so crazy to me. This is so crazy to me. The GUID was null. All right, so the question is, did these change? I should have taken more screenshots. This was our divine sense. That one's still the same. Not called when you enter play mode, 99% sure for scriptable objects. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I don't know for sure. We can look it up. Scriptable objects. Let's go look. Scriptable objects. Awake. Called. Let's see if we can find out when the function is called when scriptable object is started. Awake is called on scriptable object starts. What does that mean? This happens as the game is launched and it's similar to mono behaviors. Okay, well this might be the correct spot then. Function is here. Gordienko Games. We got the rocking out emote. I like it, my friend. I like it. Awake is called as the scriptable object starts. This happens as the game is launched and similar to mono behavior. So when the game starts, so I think you're right, Munez, this should be an awake, not enabled. Let's try awake. Here, okay. This just blows my mind, these null things here. I think you're right that the, are these rewriting their... Let's go look. Let's go. Oh, our Paladin skill tree is the only one. Okay. Man, this is crazy to me. Something that... Oh, no, you wouldn't be able to rewrite the UXML when you go to run it. Okay, so the GUIDs have changed. Look, the GUID... We died here. Okay, go back to my hero. 8D7C. 8D7C. Hero skill unit. Yep. So Mooniz, I think you're right. I think you're right that this is rewriting stuff. I keep clicking on the wrong icons down here. Lo-fi craft, fishy on me. I don't know what fishy means, but welcome back, Lo-fi craft. How the heck are you doing? How the heck are you doing? I think we need to, you know what it is? It's this null thing. I understand. Well, actually, Moon, we commented this out. This got commented out. This is actually changing it. Or something, I don't know. This is so crazy. This is actually commented out. No, I think the null thing here, so on, this is so weird. I'm trying to understand when this is changing. This seems to do something, but not always. I don't understand. One sec. We're gonna save this. We're gonna learn something new today. Lo-fi craft, so nice to see you. Have you made any progress on your Roblox project, my friend? Have you made any progress? I need to know. How's it do? All right, let's try something. I'm gonna try regenerating this skill tree. The GUID has moved. What's this error talking about? The GUID, it's because I'm rewriting that file. That is an interesting thing too. Update the URL. Oh, that's interesting. Rewriting this is causing issues for anything that references, not issues, but it's like the specified URL doesn't exist in the asset GUID, so it's like re-updating that. That's interesting. So that's a little thing that we gotta be cognizant of as well. Okay, so this should question mark work now because I regenerated it. So the GUID is okay. So now it works. Let's close Unity and reopen it. All right, so we're exploring something here. We're gonna close Unity. We're gonna reopen it and see if those GUIDs are the same. So our skeleton pill tree. All right, we're gonna reopen Unity. So it really shouldn't change now. It shouldn't change now because our skill data. Hang on, I botched this. Hang on, our skill tree data is doing a similar thing, isn't it? It's our scriptable skill tree is also doing this. So our scriptable skill tree is also doing this. So we're gonna comment this out too. Something here is changing the GUID. All right, so this is bad because I think that changed it as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's happening a bunch. Let's come in here. The skill tree. Let's run this. I'm just curious. The GUID really shouldn't change at this point with these. Detected duplicate GUID. Fascinating. All right, so scripts, requirements, skills. Look at that. They're like empty now. Why are those empty? So something weird is happening with the serialization on those skill data. I took it out. Let's drop that line here. Let's put in some stuff here just to have a thing. Just to have a thing, folks. And we need to make like a custom, I don't know, custom enter feels bad, banana. Banana's a, look. Hero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lay hands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we have perfect GUID. No one will ever be able to tell the difference. Perfect GUID on those. Our skill trees, do these still have GUIDs? They do, but I think these skill trees may have changed. The GUID may have changed again. Let's generate this UXML. Let's go look at it, make sure we have our stupid hero GUID like that. Okay, lay hands wasn't on this one. All right, let's restart Unity. Did they save? I'm really confused as to why those GUIDs. Oh, maybe I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm so confused on this here. But we're getting close. We're closer than we've ever been, folks. We are closer than we've ever been to uncovering the mystery. All right, so we have a null thing here again. Why? Hero, lay hands, Segredo. These things do not have. This one's blank now. What? Cleric skill tree, and we'll do ranger skill tree. This is insane to me. Dramulks, this thing is I think there's an issue with that deserialized thing here for well, we're about to find out. We're exploring it. This, why? It's commented out. It shouldn't have. Interesting. I know you have no such issues. Mine's slightly different. I'm using is null or empty here. You were doing like is null, is white space or something. So I don't know exactly if that's related. Okay, so we're gonna try reloading. No trim. Let's try reloading this. This is fascinating to me. I'm gonna put that back in and see if it's clearing those out. But that was commented out, so I don't know what is happening there. It blows my mind. That was all right. So I didn't get any issues. The GUID set being called somewhere else. It's a private set. It can't be called anywhere else. It won't allow it. It can only be called here. This is why private is so powerful, folks. Because we go, well, I know it can't do anything here unless you're using Unity serialization, which does crazy things. Okay, so now these shouldn't change on me. Okay, so the question at this point is, okay, I'm gonna put Unicorns check dots. Apparently script execution order setting affects mono behaviors only. Gotcha. Good to know. That's what it seemed to be on the deserialization stuff anyway. If I put this here, yeah, this is all right. So I'm gonna do it. I think I want to do it here. This is so bizarre to me. Okay, I want to see if these change. All right, we're gonna do a thing. Is null or empty GUID question mark trim on before serialize. Okay, so we're gonna do debug.log generating GUID for name. We're gonna try this. We're gonna see what this says. We can do like a debug dot. We can make it so it linked. If I do a debug.log on this, it creates a thing I can click and it'll find it in the inspector, right? We'll find out. I think it does. All right, so I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna reopen it and see if it regenerates GUIDs for me. We're learning stuff today, folks. We are learning. I have a feeling that like as soon as it opens, it's like serializing something. Like it didn't deserialize. Yeah, so I'm worried here. We're gonna see here. Nope, that didn't do it. Didn't happen. That's an okay. That's a decent sign here. If I create a new. Object. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Checks party. Checks party. Thank you for that. Points there. That's so helpful, my friend. Fuel Snabble says, it's often nice to have a little bit of a goal when doing shaders. Can you link your logo? Probably. This is the, let me see if I can find a link to it real quick. CaptainCoder.org. Let's see if we can get this here. There we go. Here's a good link to it. This link here. Boom. Boom. Take it, my friend. Enjoy it. Use it as you please. Maybe not. Maybe I should be careful with who I give that out to. or a license. Feel free, though. Feel free. There you go. Full Snabel. Full Snabel. Thank you for asking, though. There you go. Okay. This... I wonder if me putting it there was causing issues. I think that might have been... All right. Clipped me saying, use it as you please. That's fair. That's fair. I did say that. It's a verbal contract, right? Did this fix my issue? Basically, I should make this do like a debug error log thing. All right, so now if I duplicate one of these, the idea to delete that to get a new one. That's why I set it up that way, so it generate a new thing for it. We'll call this not sacred oath. I'm good at not sacred oath. Sorry, Mint is NFT. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not sacred oath. This is not sacred oath. Sacred oath. Okay. And it requires the not evil requirement. Okay. That's okay. So I'm so confused now. Awake seems to be all right. All right. Let's try this. Did I regenerate my skill tree? On awake, it should pull this up here. It's interesting that it called initialize skill tree when I went and clicked on something. I don't like that. It should be initializing the skill tree on awake. So that's interesting. I don't know if you're still around, Mooniz. It's in awake. Is that right? Awake. It's not happening when I hit play. So I hit play. Danny, welcome back, my friend. Danny, how are you? How are you doing? I would expect that to start. Awake is not called on enter play mode. It's called when the game starts out. All right, on enabled. Well, it's not happening on enter play. Yeah, awake, it's when you instantiate the objects mostly for scriptable objects. Private on enable. So it's almost like I want this to happen the first time it's been enabled. I'm gonna check this. Does this happen when I enter play mode? All right, it happens when really it happens when you recompile. That's something I want it to do as well. Denny says, great. Oh, not great. Have a submission for tomorrow night. I like this. And math is giving me a headache. I'm sorry. I was saying I like that this happened here. Denny, my friend, I'm so sorry. Things are not going great for you. I hope things turn around. Good luck on your submission. Good luck on your submission. I hope it goes well. Test press, if you want to be precise on only enter play mode, try check application is playing in your on enable. Really, I want it to be, I want initialize to happen once. That's really what I want it to happen. I want it to be guaranteed to happen exactly once when I enter play mode, when the game loads. It's like part of a load sequence thing here. That is, anyway, this will do for now, but I don't want initialize to be called multiple times. I don't know if I said hello, Shiny Games, but hello, Shiny Games. Welcome back, my friends. Folks, if you don't know Shiny, Shiny's creating a fabulous ultimate 2D space shooter called Escape Space. You can wishlist it on Steam. Be sure to check out his stream. Awesome streamer, fabulous fella. Good stuff going on there. Check it out. Check it out. What are you waiting for? Hit that little heart. Give him some love, folks. Give him some love. He deserves all the love you can give him. And more. And more. That said, we've been going for 75 minutes. I think it is time to take a quick break here. I think we have resolved this. I don't know if that's true. I feel like we have kind of resolved this. But I'm kind of, so here's why I don't know if that's true. I'm back. I'm 90% sure I'm back where I started. This is what the code looked like before we, so like, what did I change? What did I change? I removed this. This should be back. All right, so let's undo this change. I don't know that I actually changed anything, but now it's working, right? So that's disturbing. So this change, I want this to be here. Let's revert that. But instead, I'm gonna put a debug here, debug.log, generating GUID for skill tree, scriptable skill tree, this thing. Okay. So you're wanting to set GUID string once and never have to think about it. That's all. Yes. Yes. So I think Check says I think I need to be using the global game ID thing that you were referring to. I really think that's what I need to do. We added this and some white space. Let's get rid of this. The deserialized thing is driving me a little bit nuts. We added that. Skill database. Did I change anything here? Not really. I added a debug saying initialize skill trees. Oh, this was, okay, here, this was the issue. This was the actual fix, is initialize needs to happen again because the scriptable object does potentially change. So this, I think, was the fix here, was this if statement had to go. All right. This if statement had to go. When we go to access it, it'll only initialize if it hasn't been initialized here. Okay, so we did actually do a thing. It took us an hour and a half, but we deleted 2 lines of codes in this refactor, and that was it. I think we found it though. I think that was it. Let's get rid of this, these changes here. Okay, so that seems to have been it. Checkspot says, I'll check if it's serializable because I am serializing string of it. Gotcha. Cool. Thank you, Checks. I appreciate that. If you guys didn't know, Checks Party's also a streamer. I hang out with Checks in the morning very frequently when he's streaming. Super fun. I would call, Checks, I'm gonna call you a variety streamer, but you do stream Unity development. And I love your stream. Super chill. One of the chillest streams ever. So give Checks Party some love, folks. Checks Party's a fabulous streamer. Really enjoying that stream. Yeah. Shaq says, how's it going, mates? Check. Shady wants to know, how's it going? How's it going, everybody? All right, so this was a fix. Initialize skill tree. Maybe I should leave this debug in, actually, so that we know. I want to know debug dot log. It should only happen once. On enable should only happen once. Okay, I think I'm okay with this. Initialize skill database on enable fully. All right, we're gonna do this. Commit that. That was a lot of work just to get there, but I think we have fixed that issue. I'm gonna try closing this and reopening it one more time. And we did also add in like a little check there that when we get a new thing, it checks the data, checks through to see that stuff. That said, I'm feeling like the skill database might need to be a singleton, or you need to be able to specify it as a singleton somewhere. So I do think there needs to be this idea of a singleton somewhere, and you have to specify that somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna look into it a little bit here. All right, it seems to be working. Dramulks, your serialization thing seems to be working properly. The suggestion that I got from Muniz was a really good suggestion, but I think that was causing the skill nodes to change names or GUIDs somehow, and that also doesn't make sense to me, based on like my understanding of the serialization system. Okay, but we did it. I think we have fixed this database loading bug. I know it's second on the list here, but it was great talking to Muniz and Dramulks and all the people here through it. So thank you guys so much for being here with me to see that. Add points, 50 points to all of you. And reset, as mentioned, as the first suggestion, is only happening on creation, so that would have worked too. Does reset happen when you copy and paste an object? Add points to all of you. The problem wasn't this that line of code. Fortunately, the problem, the bug was that I was preventing it from actually loading properly on enable. 50 points to all of you folks for being here for this beautiful, momentous occasion. I do kind of think that you're right though, Muniz. Okay, so public, when the object is created, reset is run in the editor, as far as I know. Public void reset. Let's do this. This will be good to know. I'm gonna do a thing here called private void generate GUID. And we're gonna do this. Okay. And so we are gonna do a thing that says, okay, if this is null, we're gonna generate the GUID. This seems like a fine thing to do here. And on reset, generate GUID. I like this. I think I like this. We're gonna give it a shot. Will it break? Will it break, folks? Let's find out. We'll find out. Let's check. Will it break? But reset wouldn't be run when starting the game because everything should have values when you build the game. Oh no, this on enable is where I want it to be. I don't want to regenerate purchased hero. That's true. I did purchase the hero. All right, so my thought was when I do that. All right, so it doesn't do it when you copy an object. I would like something that when you copy the object, it will rerun the GUID. That'd be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, so is there a hook that when I duplicate an object, it's not resetting it? I would like the GUID to be reinitialized when we do that. That'd be cool. But it's okay. It's okay. All right. That said, let's regenerate this one and this one. And it would be cool to have a thing that detects that when those things change. Are you using Control D? I'm using Control C, Control V when I do it. Control D. What does Control D do? Does that delete a thing? Is there a duplicate? I'm essentially doing Control D. Yeah, Control D did not reinitialize it, which is interesting. I just wanted to make sure, not sure if it's different. Yeah, Control D doesn't trigger the reset to run, which is probably the behavior you want because it would clear out all of these other things. Chexpert, I gotta sleep. Good luck. I know your pain. I think you have all the puzzle pieces, but now you must fight and dance with Union 2. Figure it out. Thank you, Chex Party, for all of your assistance, my friend. Have yourself a beautiful night. Rest well. I'm looking forward to catching your stream soon. Have a beautiful day. As always, you're welcome back anytime. Have a beautiful night, my friend. Yeah, so I wouldn't want reset to run when I duplicate it anyway. It's just the GUID I want to reset. There's probably something I could do to make sure that they're actually unique here on validate or something like that. I don't know. That said, this seems to be okay at this point. If I'm gonna try one more time, close it, reopen it, see if it breaks. It was definitely, I should put a debug line in there about it being initialized. I would have made a tiny inspector editor script with a button regenerate GUID. Yeah, I thought about that. I think it needs to be a drawer. I Yeah, Drywalks, that pursuit of not wanting to use the simpler resource folder is turning onto a wild ride. I don't think this has anything to do with the resources folder, Dramwalks, but sure. I think that could be true. Yeah, I don't think it particularly has anything to do with the resources folder. Okay, so it feels resolved at this point, which is beautiful. Okay, we can click on those. We can install. I haven't, but it's making things a lot more complicated. It haven't, but. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if there's anything particularly complex about what I'm doing, except in my skill database. The skill database is just like a smelly code. Like, this isn't complex, it's just dumb. The number of dictionaries here I have here is dumb. This should all be one big initialized thing somehow. Yeah, so that's sort of, you know, I don't know if there's a lot of complexity on this in particular. Phew, it smells. I agree. Look how you know, this is a clear indication of a smell that I have this thing duplicated here. The serialization thing is a little bit annoying, but that's okay. All right, folks, when I say serialization, I want the order in which things are serialized is interesting. All right, folks, I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to get myself some more bean water. When we come back, we're going to do some stretching. I'm glad we managed to fix that. We are going to try and implement purchasing methods. So right now you can purchase things, but it doesn't like affect the player anyway. I'd like to add in some hooks that allow you to specify, oh, when you purchase this thing, here is how it affects the player. If they meet the requirements, it affects players in this way. All right, so when we get back, we're gonna look at that, but we're gonna do some stretching when we get back first. So grab your friends, don't grab your friends. Your friends probably don't want to be grabbed, but let your friends know. Let your coworkers know that we're gonna do some stretching when we get back. So hang tight, everybody. I shall return momentarily. All right, I'm back. Got myself a nice fresh cup of bean water, folks. Dramlux, I'm so sorry they're offset there. Yeah, I've noticed that myself. I should probably clean that up a little bit. It is a little bit odd, but you know what they say. Oh wait, I don't know. Do you know what they say? I don't know what they say. Do you know what they say? That's a legitimate question. But we're gonna get some some stretches in. Gee, I like to reset the break after we've done the stretches. But yes, thank you for the reminder. If you can remind me again after the stretches. What I should do. Ooh, this is an interesting idea. I think I know how to set it up where I can do I do reset break when I go to this scene. Interesting. That's an interesting thought. I gotta think about it. So if I go to this scene after the break is at above a certain amount, when I go back to the other one, it'll reset. Maybe I could do that, make it automatic. All right, but we gotta get it up. We're gonna take some stretching. We're gonna take some time to stretch, folks. But gee, thank you so much for the reminder, because I'm gonna forget. That's okay though, because today I can't go as long as I like. I would love to go longer, but I have to stop anyway, so it'll be over before the break happens to be there. But get on up, we're gonna do some stretches, folks. Take care of our body. Oh, the captain loves you. The captain loves you. You should love you. And if you love you, then you gotta take care of that body. You gotta love that body.
You in the back. Pay attention.
Pay attention, folks. Get on up, hands together above your head. We're gonna push on down here. You're stretching out that forearm muscle. It shouldn't hurt. If it hurts in the wrist or in the forearm, you're not. Stop. You don't want it to hurt. You just want to take care of yourself here. Oh, yeah. It's a nice little stretch we got going on. Ooh, we're gonna hold this for 20 more seconds, folks. Nice and get it in there. Get that nice tension in those forearms. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love this one because you get two stretches at once. Stretch out both of them at the same time. We're gonna do another 10 seconds. Hold it. I believe in you. The captain believes in you. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in you? You should. All right, folks, bring it back up. Roll those wrists out. Roll those wrists out. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Roll those wrists out. Ooh, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Oh, I like that. I'm gonna do some quad stretch next. If you don't want to do a quad stretch, that's okay. But I'm gonna get this foot up here. My camera, why can't I move you down? I don't get it. I don't get it, folks. Let's see, can I do this? Move this down a little bit. We can see a little bit more. I don't understand. No, don't follow me up here. Go back down. Back down. Why can't it go down? This is so weird. Something's not right. Can I zoom out anymore? I don't know. Anyway, get that foot up. We're gonna do a little quad stretch here. If you don't want to do a quad stretch, okay, but do something. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Stretching out my quad here. It is on. I don't know why I can't move the camera down though. I should still be able to adjust it. Can I go up? Oh, maybe NVIDIA isn't on. Maybe NVIDIA isn't on. Is this just my default follower? Oh, that makes so much sense. It's okay. Turn that off. All right, folks. I had like my NVIDIA follower on, plus the camera has a built-in AI follower. All right, go ahead and put that leg down. Switch to the other one. So now they were fighting each other. Yeah, so my camera has a built-in AI follower. That's so funny. They were both on. Get the other leg. We're stretching that out here. Oh, yeah. Feels good. Doesn't it feel good? I hope it feels good for you. It feels good for me. Does it feel good for you? It feels great over here. But yeah, we're taking care of ourselves, doing some nice stretches. Oh, so nice. All right, let that leg down here. We're gonna go ahead and reach up, stretch on up. Oh, yeah, stretch up. Oh, as high as you can get up on your tippy toes, bring them on up as high as you can, folks. Stretch it out. Oh. Make sure you're breathing normally. All right, deep breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and roll those hips down, folks. Roll those hips down until you're hanging, hinging at the hips, hinging at your waist. Go and hang down. Try not to reach down and arch your back. Instead, focus on that hinge. You're stretching out your glutes and your lower back here. Just hang. If you can touch your toes, beautiful. If you can't touch your toes, you're still beautiful. You're a beautiful person. Do not lock the knees, though. Keep those knees unlocked. Oh, yeah. 10 more seconds. Then we're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe in for 4. As we breathe in, you're going to roll up. Here we go. And in. Roll on up. Bring those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to shoulder roast 1, 2, 3, 4 at the elbow. 2, 3, 4, full arm. 2, 3, 4, roll it forward. 2, 3, 4, with the elbows. 2, 3, 4, full arms. 2, 3, 4. All right, shake it out, folks. We're gonna hop back in here to our code. Thank you so much for joining me in those stretches. I know you did. I know you did because you love yourself. You should love yourself. You deserve to love yourself. 50 points to all of you. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for joining me in those. We're gonna zoom back in here. We're gonna zoom back in. Come on, NVIDIA, find my face. There we go. Now it's not fighting. It's not fighting. They don't have two camera systems fighting each other at this point. I'm gonna hop back in here, folks. What are we trying to accomplish? What's next? What's next? We're gonna see if we can implement a skill purchasing model, skill purchasing method. We fixed this database loading issue. The next thing we wanna do right now, if we come over here, we run this, you'll see in the skill tree, it sort of tells us whether or not we can buy a skill. So if I click on this here, we can buy this skill. It's interesting. We should probably make it so if you have the skill, you can't buy it, but you can technically buy it again. Corfless, reporting to Captain. Want to say, how's it going? It's going beautifully well, my friend Corfless. So nice to see you. How the heck are you on this beautiful Monday, my friend? How are you? Also, everybody, did you know Revere is currently making a space trucking game called Unforgiven Space. His goal is to beat Star Citizen to release, folks. His goal is to beat Star Citizen to release, making a parody essentially of Star Citizen. Looks super fun. So our skill tree uses this player character to determine whether or not we can acquire this. So this spell cast, and I can buy this. It goes into my spell. It gets added as a skill. Now I can't get Divine Sense because Divine Sense requires me to have more skill points. Be level 2, have more skill points. Was it 3? Level 3? Oh, I gotta click back over here after I update it. So it requires me to have a slightly different. Stackabo 90 asks, where are you streaming from, Captain? I'm streaming from my office, from my game room / office. Just look behind me. This is my office. This is where I'm streaming from. Stackabo, thank you for asking. I'm streaming from my office. All right, so now I can get Divine Sense because I increase this. It doesn't automatically update if I change my player, but now I can buy this skill. I still can't get Sekidos. Sekidos requires level 3, but if I switch to level 3 and come back here, now I can get it. So I can buy them this way. Thinking, where are you in the world? Oh, I'm on Earth. I'm streaming from Earth, my friend. One of the most beautiful places in the world, Earth. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, from the Nerd Cave, Dremel. That's right, from the Nerd Cave. Good question, Stackabo. No, I'm streaming from the United States. I live in the southwestern portion of the United States. Southwest, southeast, south. I live in the United States. I think it's southwest. I don't know. I'm no geologist. I'm not a worldologist. I don't know that much about the world. I'm a codologist. But yeah, southwestern. I'm in the United States. Southwestern United States. Something like that. Yeah. I think that's right. Good question. People often want. Many Captain Coder viewers ask, where do you stream from? Well, I stream from Earth in the United States. And we zoom in a little bit, I think it's the southwestern portion. Thank you for asking. I live in the desert. Okay, so we have Sacred Oath here. Corporal says, my report, another task done, but I slept like 10 hours accumulated. 10 hours of sleep, that's good. All right, so we have the skill tree. One thing is our player character, we want it to affect them. When they buy this, does it remove skill points? Does it increase their level? Does it change their alignment? So I want there to be things associated with these skills that when you actually buy them, performs an action on you. And so I need to think this through a little bit. Oh, that bean water is so good, folks. That bean water is so good. Stackabo, I hope that answered your question. I'm sorry if I'm being vague. People tell me I should be vague about who I am, where I am on the internet. It feels weird to me to do that, but I understand the risks involved in being on the internet. So I'm trying to be slightly discreet. I hope that's okay. I hope that doesn't offend you. It's not you. It's the world, Stackabo. And let me know if I'm saying that right. Stack Cabo. Is it Stack Cabo or Stackabo? What would you like me to call you, my friend? I want you to feel welcome here. I want you to feel welcome when I chat with you. When I say your name, if I'm saying it wrong, let me know. We got to keep the captain safe. That's right. That's why they lock me in this basement here. That's why I'm streaming, coming at you live from Captain Coder's dungeon, where I'm not allowed to leave ever. I'm just a coding troll. The Stack Cabo, gotcha. I'll try and remember that. I'm gonna forget, but remind me if I say it wrong again. I want you to feel welcome here. Okay, so our I skill, we sort of have like this, no first way then, Stackabo? I don't remember how I say things. Stackabo, gotcha. Stackabo, that's how you say your name, Stackabo. What a pretty name, we got Stackabo in the stream, Stackabo. All right, everyone says with all the artificial natural light deep in the depths of the dungeon, that's right, there is a lot of artificial light down here. I got some light, cause I stream at 5 in the morning here, and there's no light outside when I start streaming, so we gotta have that artificial light. That artificial, I gotta get that vitamin D somehow. Gotta get it in. This is why I like the light mode. Everyone complains about my light mode, but I gotta get my vitamin D from somewhere. So I don't know if the cost of the skill should be on the I skill itself. What do people think? Should I skill have the cost here? I think maybe it should. So purchase, should it be on the skill or it should be on the skill node? I guess. Yeah, so there's like this idea of like when we buy the skill, what does it cost? The other option would be to put it on the requirement. But I kind of don't like that either, because all of the requirements together, you could meet on the node could also work. So the node, we don't have access to it. So if we put it on the, so let's look at, we have some options. We have some options here. I could put it on the requirement. All right, I could put it up, dang it, G, break, reset break. Not your fault, G, I'm dang it to myself, G. for reminding me, G, where is it? Got G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 50 points for you to reminding me, and 50 points to everybody for I forgot to reset it again. Yikes, I gotta get my brain to remember those things. The stretch was just so nice. All right, so I has requirement. I was thinking it might go here, but the problem with this is by the time you go to purchase it, you might not have all of the requirements together. So there's like this interesting thought of cost requirement. What if you have two things that have a cost requirement on them? I don't know. It's like the cumulative application of these. It's almost like meets requirement. Joe says, well, besides purchasing requirement, there will also be usage requirements, so you need to split those. I don't understand what you mean by usage requirements. That's definitely going to be a thing that's on the skill itself. That will definitely be on the skill itself. So the skill tree it has nothing to do with using the skill itself. Those two things are completely separate. The skill itself could have some usage stuff, but that wouldn't be in the game specific. That would be on my skill. For my demo, that would be on my skill data, the actual usage. The purchase of it, though, feels like maybe it should be on iSkill. This is like... for example, you can't use it if certain conditions are not met, like not enough mana or other certain requirements. I have weapon requirements. Yeah, so that would be on the skill data. That's not part of the skill interface because that is specific to your game. So the question is, what is not specific to an individual game? That requirement, so this is just a skill tree system, right? And so that would probably live on the skill data and the skill data thing itself. So what is the question of like, what does it need to have to be on a skill tree? It needs a GUID, a name, a description, and an image. That's all it needs to be on the skill tree. And this is why I'm saying like, well, right here might be where we put the purchasing, like to be on a skill tree, we need to have like on purchase or try purchase. I think the skill here should have a try purchase. That's sort of my thought I'm having right now, is this the try purchase goes here. It either goes here or it needs to go on the node, which would be part of our other library. So I'm just thinking through in my brain, I'm mulling over here in our Captain Coder core. It could also go down here on the skill node. Lance says, should I send over the timer script? Quiet you. How dare you? I'm a perfect timekeeper. I don't need your help. I don't know. No. I could, it goes like, it's something I'd put in Unity. That sounds interesting to me. I'd have to remember to install it. I'm thinking more that I should use like a different type of timer or something. Really, I'd love it to be built into my Firebot timer. I just need to reset it. Really, I should just have a little visual on the screen that somewhere that tells me to reset it. So like maybe underneath the code or above my head or something in the stream information, have it just sort of always displaying that count of last break, of when the last break was. Having it built into Unity feels a little bit odd because I don't always do stuff in Unity. Maybe a VS Code plugin. That might be a good spot for it. But I'm thinking just something that sort of lives on my screen over here might be the best thing for that. So I don't forget. So maybe some sort of, that would be an interesting, maybe we'll do that as a project where we write a little desktop timer thing. That would be cool because I've never done that. I've never modified my desktop. Slavico, good morning. I'm doing fabulous, my friend. I'm absolutely wonderful on this beautiful Monday morning for me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good morning to you. You said good morning. Beautiful, my friend. How the heck are you, Slavico? It's so nice to see you. It's so nice to see you. How the heck are you? How are you? I need to know. It's a need to know. All right. So the other option would be in this Captain Coder core, has skill requirements, a thing that exists. I could also put it on the skill node, right? So I could put it on the skill node here. Len says that'd be perfect. Yeah. So I love that you built a timer thing like that. That's super cool. It shouldn't be, for me specifically, I don't need one that's specific to Unity. The other option is on this node, we could add in a cost to the node. And I think this is where it goes. Is the purchase, the check requirements. Yeah, so it's almost like it needs to be here to do it. So it'd be like public bool try purchase. And it's gonna take in, the try purchase will take in our E, because E is our entity, buyer, something like this. So buyer, or entity, like this, try purchase, attempts to purchase, try acquire, attempts to purchase this skill node, returns skill node use called when the entity attempts to purchase this skill node, returns should return true if the skill node was purchased, and false otherwise. So there's some trick to this that I'm not sure I understand, but might be game specific. And the idea of purchasing things from a skill tree, is that part of the skill tree itself, or is that part of the implementation? I think it's part of the implementation. I don't think it belongs here. Slavic says, I'm doing good, man. Thinking of putting my current project on hold and starting something else with a smaller scope. I realized even after writing everything out in my game design document, it's too much for a single dev to put together. That happens a lot. a smaller scope thing, I'm always a fan of small scope things just from a time standpoint. That said, don't let your dreams be dreams, right? So can you make a smaller project that somehow adds a system that would contribute to that bigger game? That's a question. That's a very, in my mind, a very not straightforward, a very reasonable thing to do is say, like, well, let me do something smaller. But if this thing will lead to that bigger thing eventually, given that I have enough time to do it, but will also allow you to make something in the current, so you're not making a game for 17 years or whatever it happens to be. Drambo says, if you don't do multiplayer, then nothing is too much. But yeah, Slavical, as you may have seen on my streams, the stuff I do tends to be as small scoped as I can get it, because it feels good to finish something. Not that I ever actually finish. I think in my eye skill here, where is my purchase? Where does the purchase happen? That is in my controller. My controller, skill info controller. It's actually up in here. Some people think that spending 2 years on mechanics is too much. Some people think it's a valid time frame. It's all about what one sees as a good time frame. Yeah. So it's like, what is your scope? What is the time frame that you want? How much time do you want to spend on it? And so for me, I've actually gone over. So this was supposed to be a 1 week project, but I've gone over. I couldn't finish it in 1 week. And so I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish it today, tomorrow, sometime relatively soon, for the skill tree. I'm kind of ready. I think part of it is I've just been streaming a lot in general, but the skill tree here, the system I'm trying to build is like, I don't know if convoluted is right to say, but it's actually relatively complex brain exercise to make it a reusable skill tree. I think if I put it together a very specific skill tree, it really wouldn't have been nearly as complex, but I'm making it complex, not on purpose, but kind of happening. Okay, so I think really here, this needs to be specific. I mean, it says, like, my goal is not to spend 2 years on my Metroidvania, and it might take 2 years, but hopefully I can finish it faster than that. Vertical slice soon, trademark. Yeah. Slavical said, thanks guys. So I did plan everything out, created a timeline table, and followed it through, at least in the beginning. The end result was a completed ability system plugin that I can use for any project now. Awesome. But the project as a whole needs to be scoped down. Gotcha. Fuel Snabble says, I'm very good at complexifying stuff. Me too. I'm fantastic at it. I'm very, very good at it. So my skill data here, I want to have sort of this on purchase method that needs to be called. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it here. For now, I'm gonna put it here, and I might find that this needs to not be here, but we're gonna find out later when I go to reuse this system. And I'm gonna have to rewrite some of this, I think. And so when you go to reuse it, you'll be more likely. All right, so we're gonna do a bool try purchase, and this is gonna take in an iPlayer character, purchaser. And it's almost that I need the sum of the requirements here. Yeah, it's really, really interesting because I have multiple requirements. My level requirement, my cost requirement. Everything costs a level, everything costs a requirement. This is so interesting. This is why I'm like, maybe I put it on my requirements. My skill requirement data might need it. So the simplest thing would say, okay, well, when I purchase this, my purchaser dot skill points minus equals required skill points, and purchase that's essentially it. This is why this is what I'm saying, like, it's a really easy thing to do. If I do the font, it says if purchaser dot skill points greater than required skill points greater than or equal to, we do this. Otherwise, return false. Okay. So this would be one option. Purchaser skill points cannot be assigned. All right, so this tells me that this needs to have a set on it as well. And then we're good. Okay. And then this is probably going to tell me my actual player character implementation needs to have a set on it. Can't be private here, so my skill points need to be a set here. And we could potentially do a thing that says, don't let this go negative. I'm not too worried about that right now. We could also put it on the player here. Ooh, maybe we do that. Rather than making this, ooh, I like that a little bit better. We're gonna do public void acquire. I think I like it better on the, but then we'd have to be on the iPlayer character. I think that's okay. Public void acquire skill. Yeah, I like this better. Acquire skill. Because then we could do a check to make sure they don't get it twice. We'll do a bool here. I like it here. This is our skill data to acquire. Like this. I think I like this better. This, I can switch this to that being private or not public. So in our player character, this stays private. So it's not, you're not accessing that directly. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And so now our iPlayer character here, we're gonna implement the interface here. Acquire skill just says, do I already have this skill? So if skills dot contains skills dot contains, if we already contain the to acquire, we return true. So what I'm gonna say is about acquire skill is it returns true if you have the skill. At the end of calling acquire skill, it returns true if you have the skill. And it potentially will remove some stuff. So then we're gonna say if to acquire dot check dot skill, what is it? Dot, isn't there a check meets requirements? What? Requirements, there it goes. Requirements dot Slavical says, I think what I'd like to do is break down the project into a single dungeon instance. One dungeon, a couple of encounters, a room to rest and level up, a single boss encounter. Ooh, cool. Coding question, how do you like setting up your classes? For example, do you put your variables at the top of the class or bottom? Do you put all your public functions at the top above your protected and private functions? I try, so this is an interesting question because I try to follow, the answer to your question is if you're on a team, you should do what your team's style guide says. If you're on a team and you don't have a style guide, you guys should come up with a style guide. You should be consistent. So the most important thing is to be consistent. For me, since I'm working solo on a lot of stuff, I am trying to follow the Microsoft, and I'm in C#, I'm trying to follow the Microsoft guidelines for where to do things. In this case, they say that you should have, their suggestion is like fields at the top, constructor, properties, and then methods. So this is sort of their suggested thing. And then their order is private, it's from most hidden to least hidden. So like private, protected, public. For in each of these subs, private, protected, public. That said, I don't always follow that. I like my private methods that are related and my private fields that are related to be associated. So if I had a private field for this, I will often, and this is just me being annoying, put it with this. So if I had an underlined private alignment, I might put that here. Although my gut, it's like it should be up here. So following the guidelines of your team or a consistent styling document. G says, how to set up classes, the shorter children in front and the taller ones in the back. That's true. Smab, thank you for sharing that. That is the order that Microsoft likes. For sharing that link, I appreciate you. 50 points. I have Style Cop Analyzer on, so it just yells at me if my things are out of the wrong order. So I use a linter that tries to yell at me. It doesn't always catch everything. But yeah, so my answer to your question is be consistent. If you're on a team, your team should all be doing the same consistent thing. That's the real answer here. In my iSkill and my skill data, my requirements is here. Okay, so requirements is the correct one. So dot requirements dot check requirements. Hang on, shouldn't I have a check? Doesn't this have a check requirement? I has requirements, has an I enumerable of the requirements. Do I not? How am I doing the check requirements and all those? Dremel says, all those rows, just do what you want. Just kidding. Just kidding. Consistency, managing the complexity, that's what's important in my mind. I really thought we had, it's because it's on the skill node. Meets requirements is on the skill node. That's interesting. Sometimes interesting, Microsoft recommends it that way. From the research I've done, most software engineers recommend putting public functions at the top so it'd be easier for others to know what they can use from the class and variables at the bottom. So when you generate your, I'll show you real quick. So I have this type here, iSkilled entity. When you generate an API, all of the private stuff gets hidden. And so you end up with just an interface. So this is coming from another library. All of your public stuff is the only thing that's visible to anyone external your project. And so your private stuff being there doesn't matter as much. And I might have got it wrong. You might do your public stuff and then your private stuff at the bottom. I might have had that backwards. The idea though is that your fields are all private. So it always feels like all my private stuff is at the top. This was not the right link. Smabs link. Let's see what they say here for the order. G says, wow, I saw that list and I just realized you need to have so many kinds of different properties inside of a class. I just realized you need to have so many kinds of properties inside of a class. There are. Slavical says, yep, that's something I do too. 99% of my fields, variable fields are private. They should be. That's the good practice. Let's see what they say here about, let's look for the word private here. They don't have anything about private. This is just the order of your properties or fields, constructor, finalizers, delegates, events. This order here, visibility, they don't talk about visibility. I'm not sure about the visibility order now. I could be wrong. Typically, Mooney says, I've rarely been at a place where they group things public fields and then protected was only at one place. Yeah, I don't like that. I feel like things that are related should be near each other. Things that are related, in my opinion, for me, navigating the code, it's easier if they're together. She says, many years ago, I mostly put public on top and private at bottom. For me, I think when you go to finally expose these things, so like if it's an API, the only thing they'll see in the documentation is the public stuff anyway. Nightwire Studio says, hey, Nightwire, how are you, my friend? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Monday to you. How the heck are you, Nightwire? It's so nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Acquire skill. Yeah, this is interesting here. Snap said it really depends on your code base and your dev team environment. Exactly. So that is why I was saying like the dev, like what your dev team does is sort of more important than that. That's the important thing. Nightmare says, I'm good, thank you, hanging out tonight. 1 a.m. Tuesday here. Well, happy Tuesday to you, my friend. Happy Tuesday. How's the future? Is the future looking any better than the present? The present looks pretty nice to me right now. G says, because most other people who use these things is using public methods anyway, so they don't need to read all the private stuff. Smash says, consistency and readability are the most important factors. Agreed, 100%. Nightmare says, future's looking rainy, to be honest. Big storm at the moment. Well, I hope it passed for you. Sometimes rain can be good though. Sometimes, so in my mind here, I'm going like, maybe this should be an iNode, iSkill node of iPlayer character, comma, skill data. If I do this, if I go up to, I can define this however I want because it's here. Let's see if this is a reasonable, what are you complaining about? What are you complaining about? Why? What is this? Oh, I was gonna get rid of this. Okay. I moved it. Let me look for the compilation. Slavical says, so I have to rewrite my style guide As a single dev, I can do that, but I still would like to have a solidified style guide to work off of. I program in Unreal Engine 2, by the way, so some of the C# is applicable, but not all of it. I would look at, so I might start with saying like, Unity has its own style guide as well. Unreal Engine style guide. Do they have a style guide? These, you know, coding standard, Unreal Engine. Maybe you start with the Unreal Engine coding guide. Do they have one for version 5? 5.1. Maybe come in here and say, okay, what does their style guide say? The coding standard, class organization, copyright notice, naming convention. It might make sense since you're doing Unreal to look at their style guide and say, what does Unreal Engine suggest? That would be a place to start, especially if you are an individual dev. And potentially if you follow that style guide, when you get to a company, they might be using something similar. Nightwire says, I love thunderstorms. Awesome. My dog does not. My dog hates thunderstorms. G says, when I was young, I had to write a style guide for work, but I didn't know that other people were not as good as writing as I was, so I wrote a guide that was still hard for them to use because they weren't this far. That's fair. Slavical, so that first GitHub link you saw is what I follow, but that's more for Unreal Assets. Also, I've looked at that side, but last time I checked, they didn't really recommend how to organize a class. That's fair. I did a quick Google. I haven't looked at anything beyond that. Another one to look at would be C++ style guide, and maybe use Google C++ style guide. Maybe that's a good one to use. Maybe you could follow Linus Torvalds C++ style guide, which I hear is kind of over the top, but that is I don't know. I've never used it. We're gonna return true. Yeah, Google has a bunch. So the company I worked at a couple years ago, we used Google's Python style guide, which didn't follow like a lot of the you know, which is not the same as like the recommended default Python style guide. But the recommended default Python style guide is like your line width should be 80 characters. There were a lot of things in there. G says, therefore, I think the problem with style guide is that they are for a specific audience. So you need to find one that fits you. Yes, find one that fits you, find one that fits your company, find one that fits your team. It's all about being consistent with your team. So that way, when you go to do pull requests, when you go do code reviews, it's sort of like, oh, well, this is the standard we use to make the code consistent throughout. And then as you go on, as you develop more as a programmer, as you see more code bases, you realize that, you know, you try not to be too picky. G says, and find one that fits with your coding experience and for your colleagues. Exactly. That's excellent advice, G Smab. I appreciate your input on that as well. All right, so the idea here is we have a skill node coming in. So we should first start out by saying, if we already have this skill, to acquire dot skill, we just return true. So the way I'm gonna write this is acquire skill. Let's go up to our player character. This needs to be documented because the behavior isn't obvious from the input. Acquire skill, this is the skill to acquire. The documentation says, attempts to add the specified skill, I'm gonna rename this skill node. The specified param ref name equals skill node to this entity. If the skill is, if the returns true if the player, if the entity has the skill at the end of this call. That's essentially the important part there, is if they go to acquire it, we need to go through the process of like going through the cost. And so this means, you know, so if the entity already had the skill, no, the player is the entity is not modified. Okay. But it still returns true. So we want to know if I think maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe it should return false if they already had it and say, you already have this skill. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad input, but I don't want them to be able to acquire the skill twice. And so that's why we're gonna do it this way. So it's gonna return true. Then we're gonna do a thing that says, well, we wanna make sure that they can actually acquire. So to acquire dot check requirements on this entity. All right, or on this. And we return false. So if they don't meet the requirements, we return false. We're gonna say, if you don't meet the requirements, otherwise we're gonna go ahead and spend the points because the skill data has the points on it. So then in that case, we should say, okay, well, skill points minus equals to acquire dot skill dot cost. Required skill points. There we go. And then we return true. So this feels very specific to this game. Juve Contra, welcome aboard, Juve Contra. Thank you for the follow, Juve Contra. I would like to welcome you to Captain Coder's Academy. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the crew, UV Contra. UV Contra, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, please let me know. I'd like to try and get it right. I do my best to make you feel welcome. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and me is a computer science educator. I teach computer science and programming at a school for ages 10 to 14. That said, this stream is dedicated to learning and coding and growing as a crew, so if you have any questions, programming related or otherwise, do not hesitate to ask. I love taking your questions. Just keep them family friendly. It's a family friendly stream, folks. And backseat coding is highly encouraged. I learn so much when people backseat code, and I hope other people learn a lot when they backseat code as well. So if you see something, say something. Let me know if you want to make a suggestion. I can't promise I'll always take your suggestion, but I've always tried to entertain it. So welcome aboard, my friend. So nice to have you here on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. Okay, so I think this acquire skill is sort of what we want here. And now in our skill info controller, when we actually go to acquire it, we basically can just say, try and acquire it. Try and acquire. So by skill takes our player, and rather than doing acquired skill.add, we're gonna do .acquire skill. And the skill we're gonna acquire happens to be the selected node, and that's all we gotta do. So this sort of becomes the new thing here. I'm gonna put the purchased inside of the player character here, where we actually purchase it here. And this would just be our to acquire .skill name. All right, so this was like my convoluted way to get down here to have it be purchasable. But thinking through that process, make sure my design makes sense was an important aspect to this, I believe. So let's check it out. Let's run this. And so when I purchase things, I already have hero, so I shouldn't actually be able to buy it. All right, so I already have it. We probably want to like gray this out if you already have it. So there's a little bit more stuff, but we can't buy it again, so we know we don't spend those points. I should be able to buy this one because it cost 1, and my skill points go down. All right, we probably need to update this thing, like maybe display a message, acquired, something along those lines. But now when I come to get here, I still can't acquire it. If I come back, it's grayed out. I can't acquire it, can't acquire it. If I give myself a skill point, let me buy it again. That's interesting. It didn't add it to the list here. That makes sense. I'm just taking the skill points, but I didn't add it. All right, so in this case, let's go ahead and stop this. In addition to taking the skill points, we actually have to add it to our acquired skills. Acquired skills dot add. This is the to acquire dot skill. There we go. So we actually have to add it in there. I didn't add it in there. Like a fool. I was like a fool, folks. Forgot to add it in there. So we should have that now. Let's check. Let us check here. There's some maybe gnarliness here that I should clean up with the serialization. Let's try again. All right, here we go. So our player character, we cannot, again, I need to make that check whether or not we already have it. I should be able to buy this. Now I have spell casting. I shouldn't be able to buy it again even if I have the skill point for it. Can't acquire it. Divine Sense. I think I need to be level. Let's look at Divine Sense real quick. Divine Sense. Level 2, 2 skill points. So if I'm player character level 2, 2 skill points. Now I can get it. So if I acquire it, buy, spends my skill points. So I can do it that way. That seems like a reasonable approach for a very specific game. Something you might do is like, okay, well, when you acquire, this is why I'm saying like, well, I might have a little more complex system. I'm going to leave it up to the person implementing it, how they want to do that. I'm not going to force that to be part of the skill tree system. That's an implementation detail. Specky, Specky, welcome to the crew. Specky, Specky, I'd like to welcome you to Captain Coder's Academy, where we can learn and code and grow together. I'd like to welcome you, my friend, on this beautiful day. Specky, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Captain Coder's Academy. I'm so happy you are here today. I am Captain Coder. I'm a computer science educator. I teach computer science and programming. If you have any questions, programming related or otherwise, do not hesitate to ask. I can't promise I'll always have an answer, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best, my friend. Also, if you see something, if you want to backseat code a little bit, highly encouraged here. I learn so much when people backseat code. We try and do a new project here every week. Every week we failed on this one. This is week 2 on this one. We are working on a skill tree system. Trying to make a generalized skill tree system. We're making some progress. We're on day 7. I've been trying to keep a blog. I'm a little bit behind on my blog, but if you click that link there, you'll get to the skill tree blog and you can see all of the things we've done so far. So welcome, my friend. I'm so happy to have you here. Specky says, that's a lovely song. Just hanging out here to motivate me to work on my Discord bot a little bit to finish some commands. That's awesome, my friend. What language are you using for your Discord bot? Just curious. I have a student who's working on a Discord bot. They're writing it in C#. But I'm curious what language you're working on. And if I can help motivate you, I'm glad to hear it. But I'm so happy you're here, Specky. Welcome aboard. Once again, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Also, Lance said, you said if we see something, say something. But what if we see C# or C++? Then you're very advanced. That Lance, if you're C#ing, if you're C++ing, good for you, my friend. You're just more advanced than the rest of the crew. That's okay. It's okay if we have tiers here. So he says, yeah, Sam, I tried it in JavaScript too, but I'm not up to scratch in that language. That's fair. That's fair. I think they started in Python and decided they wanted to work on it in C#. So it's, you know, that's pretty nice. That said, here we did just finish this goal. We just finished our goal, folks. We finished it. Items. Implement skill purchasing methods. Okay, so we did this. It's not generalized, but it works, and it works well the way I want it to. A divorced fork. Hello there, my friend. Good morning to you. How the heck are you on this beautiful day? Divorced fork. I love that name. It's a good name. But for being, you're here. You just came just in time, divorced fork. You're here to witness this momentous occasion, implementing skill purchasing method, folks. We done did it. That means 50 points to all of you. 50 points to all of you, and because I was able to budget my time well enough, specify all the things I wanted to get done, and finish them all before we were out of time, you know what that means, folks? You get an additional 100 points for being here to witness this momentous occasion. This is a momentous occasion. We're gonna do a commit here, folks. We're gonna commit this in here. Is my sample scene saved? Yes, it is. Beat. Slavical says, what can I spend my points on? I'm so glad you asked. I'm gonna commit this real quick and I'll tell you. Implement acquire skill method on player character. So this makes it so the player character actually spends points. Character, there we go. Commit. We push. Slavical, good question. There's a couple things. There's not a ton of things. There may be more things in the future. But with those points, we have a little stream element store. They're basically very similar to channel points. But I'm not an affiliate. I don't like the ads, so there's no ads here. No Twitch ads. Sometimes I have a little personal ad here or there. If you want to see, you may have noticed we can show off a board game. you may have noticed I have this collection of board games here behind me. I can't, I sit and zoom out on I was going this way. I was like, why won't it zoom out? I have this beautiful collection of board games. You want to check out a board game? Just let me know. I'll be happy to check it out there. You can redeem that one. Let's zoom ourselves back in here. If you want, people aren't paying attention, you can tell them, hey, pay attention. Or if you want me to pay attention to you, can have us pay attention. If something seems good, let me know. We can whoa. If you want to whoa, you can whoa. If you're disapproving of something, feel free to disapprove. If you want me to sing you an AI generated tune, just give me a PG related prompt. I'll sing it for you. We also got the C# and .NET Ultimate Bundle. Slavic says, can I check out the Black Lotus you may or may not have? Oh, that's not an option in the store, but maybe someday, just possibly, quite maybe someday, sometime, I might add that to the store that people could say, well, can I see your Magic the Gathering collection? That would be an interesting one. I do got a handful of these fancy binders back here, full of some oddities, some rarities, folks. Burka fur rats, ahoy, my friend. But we do have these binders, mystery binders. What could possibly be in these Magic the Gathering mystery binders that may or may not be so valuable? I don't know. Oh man, I don't know, man. He brought out the binders. That's right, folks. I brought them out. These may or may not be complete collections of some sort. Ordered from card zero all the way in the set here, all the way back to these ones are even the tokens. They even got the tokens in this one, all the way up to 264, folks, card 264. It may or may not be entire collections of entire sets of Magic the Gathering cards. It may or may not be. I don't know. We might have to add that in. That's a good question. We may or may not have to show off some stuff in that regard. I may or may not have been playing Magic Online since 7th edition and have tons and tons and tons of completed sets. Who knows? Who knows how crazy the captain is? I don't know. Maybe you don't know. We might not know. That said, I'll also be happy to read you an AI-generated story if you'd like to spend some points for that. But those are the options we have, folks. That's what we can use those points on. I'm tempted to add some more. I used to have like Humble Bundle packs and games in here, but no one was buying them, so I took them off. People want me to put that back on. I might be able to put it into one single item, something along those lines. I don't know. That said, folks, did you know? Since we're here talking about stuff, I'm gonna do a little bit of self-promotion here. Did you know Captain Coder, Humble Bundle, and Girls Who Code, we're all associated. It's a win-win situation. If you go to humble.captaincoder.org, support. If you want to support the captain, there's no ads on this channel. If you want to support the captain, consider checking out humble.captaincoder.org, where you can donate money to Girls Who Code and other great charities. Girls Who Code is my chosen charity here, folks. When you come to here, you can click on this game design bundle here. If you come down here, if you happen to purchase this Captain Coder approved bundle, folks, this game design and A bundle, Captain Coder approved bundle, come down here, you get all of these beautiful things. Maybe you only want to spend $1. Click this too. Only spend $1. That's all you need. You get these 2 books for $1. Get these 9 books for $10. Get these for $18. Whatever you can afford. Maybe you don't need these. Maybe you don't need them. Maybe you don't want them. Captain approves of these books though. And you can come down here and support direct, really give extra to charity. You give all of the money to charity except for the $5 that Humble Bundle wants. You can adjust your donation here, folks. So give some love. If you want to support the captain, if you want to support charity, and you want to support yourself, you can do that through humble.captaincoder.org, folks. Humble.captaincoder. You can see some of the AI stories in Discord. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. In Discord, they do get immortalized on the Discord, folks. Anyway, that's a little bit of self-promotion there. If you wanna support me, if you wanna support charity, give it to charity. Really, give it to the charity. They're the ones who need it. Oh, and then one other thing: if there's other bundles, I haven't checked out all the bundles, but you can also click this activate support, and I think it's 10% of all purchases on Humble Bundle made for the next 24 hours. 10% goes to Girls Who Code, 10% goes to me. That said, there's an adjustment. If you log in, you can adjust how much goes to Girls Who Code and how much will go to me. It's split. It's 20% of the purchase gets split. By default, it's 10 and 10. You can adjust it so all 20% goes to Girls Who Code. So far, we've raised, I'll have to look at the exact number, but we've raised like $100 for Girls Who Code so far, which is awesome. I love, love, love that. So be sure to check that out. Give them some love. Anyway, folks, I love you all. We got to wrap up here today. We did meet our goals. I hate to end in this way, end early before we can move on. Unfortunately, work stuff is coming up for me, so I got to hop off. I got to prepare for work. We got to get ourselves ready to go. That said, I love you all very much. Thank you all for being here. We're going to find someone to raid. Slavical says, we're watching a secret pro tour winner here. Oh, that's funny. Sorry, I missed that comment. I just saw that. I love drafting. I say, well, I love drafting in Magic. That said, some of the recent decisions Wizard has made, I haven't bought Magic cards in the last couple years. Their recent choices have made me kind of sad and not so happy with the company. That said, let's see if we can find someone to raid here, folks. We're going to take a look, see who's on. See who is on. See if we can give some love to someone. Give some love out to someone. Give them some love. We're gonna go raid Autistic Game Dev, folks. Autistic Game Dev is making a. Let's give a shout out here for a shout out. Autistic Game Dev. Autistic Game Dev is actually building a 3D tiling game system. 3D tiling game system. Let's see how long they've been streaming. Let's see. Last time I went and raided them, they were actually on break. So we're just gonna make sure that they're there. They're there. They're making a 3D tiling asset for the Unity game store. So we're gonna go raid them, give them some love. Hit that follow button if you'd like to give them some love. But we're gonna go raid Autistic Game Dev, folks. Autistic Game Dev. As always, keep coding, keep growing, keep being the best you can be. As always, you are welcome back anytime, my friends. Have yourself a beautiful day. Love ya.
All children, I